In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about the unit conversion. And in order for to perform a unit conversion, we need what we call factors. A list of factors is shown in the next table. This is a table that has factors in order to perform unit conversion. This has mass, length, volume, force, pressure, energy, power. These are mainly what we're going to be using in this course. So if you want to um, convert from mass, which is 1 kilogram of mass, to grams, then you have to multiply by 1,000, or to pound mass, 2.20 pound mass more or less. Then if you want to turn into length, or 1 meter to foot, you have to multiply by 3.28, right? And so on and so forth. We have also volume, we have force, we have pressure, we have energy from joule to BTU, British thermal units, power from watt to horsepower, right? And let's say that we want to change from 1 kilogram to 1 meter. We cannot do that because these are different dimensions. But we can change mass from pound mass to kilogram, right? So if we take into account 1 kilogram of mass, then we just have to do some uh, multiplying by a factor. So let's do that. Let's do some kind of example. Let's say that for this example, we want to turn 1 centimeter per second square, which is acceleration. We want to turn it into kilometer per year squared. Is a length over unit of per unit of time to the square. So we will grab our one 1 centimeter, right, per second squared, and then we're going to be turning. Let's start by turning centimeters into kilometer. So we're going to multiply, and I suggest you do this kind of table. And we know that, we know that 1 kilometer, that's what we want, is how many meters? Well, 1,000 meters, you know that. Otherwise, that's in your conversion table. And you know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters, right? So in this case, what we have done, well, we can now cancel with the conversion factors centimeters with centimeters and meter with meter, and now we have kilogram per second squared, right? And we just have to divide. And then, of course, we need to do the same, but now for time. And time is interesting because we want to turn second squares to years, and we want it downwards, and we know that 1 year, you know that 1 year is 365, right, days, and this has to be to the squared. And now I don't have much space, right? But then let's continue in this part, okay? So you also know that 1 day has 24 hours, and that's to the square. And you know that 1 hour has 60 minutes, and that's to the square. And you also know that 1 minute has 60 seconds, and this is also to the squared. With this, what you can erase second to the square with second to the square, right? Minute to the square with minute to the square, hour to the square with hour to the square, and day with day, right? And then you just have the kilometer per year squared, right? So you just have to divide over 1,100, multiply by 365 to the squared, multiply times 24 to the square, 60 to the square, 60 to the square, and then you will get your acceleration in kilometers per year squared, which is not very common, right? One very common conversion factor used, especially in English system, is the GC. The GC has a value of the 32.174 foot times pound mass over second squared times pound force. And this is usually used when you want to turn from pound mass to pound force, etc., right? So if I have, let's say, mass of 1 pound mass, right? And I want to know how much force this is in pound force. What I usually do is we use second Newton's law, force equals mass times acceleration, in such way that what we will have is that the force, so in this case, the force is going to be equal to the mass, 1 pound mass, times the acceleration. The acceleration is 32.174 foot per second square, which is the gravity. But then I want pound force. So in order to have pound force, I need to divide this over GC. So I will have 1 over 32.174, right? Which is the GC. And this is second square pound force over foot times pound mass, right? So in this case, what can I do? I can cancel pound mass with pound mass, foot with foot, second square with second square, and then I will have this in pound force. So this is usually a conversion factor, the GC, that we're going to be using, especially when we have English system, right?